lot about these players, but we'll
we're recording.
Oh,
Hello, and welcome to the Keeping Up with the Lions podcast. Today we're talking about England prospects and the young players that can possibly make it to Euro 2021. I'm joined by Chloe and Xenia today. That's when you say hi.
Hi.
Right, they actually talk. Right then, let's crack on.
Who do you want to start with?
Whoever, really.
The strikers, haven't we, first?
Yeah.
Yep.
These are all the strikers that we probably think have got
Yeah.
a chance, maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't know who you want to start with.
Well, I've just realised that all my stats are on my computer and I'm recording it, so if I go a bit quiet, we know why.
Yeah, it's not too ideal.
Right,
Maybe
let's
not Google it while we're doing it.
let's start with Tammy Abrahams. I think
Yeah.
he's obviously
always played for Disney, so
yeah. As a Villa fan, I know a bit about him. Like he scored 26 goals for us last season. He's a very good player.
he's
He's
only
got something
26.
like 16 this season, which I don't think is bad going at all.
No, not at all. He's he's a good little player. He's tall. He can score headers.
Yeah.
I think
That's what we need, really.
Yeah.
Someone that can score headers at the, because we've got everyone's quite small. Like Jadon Sancho's quite small. Rashford's tall, but obviously for now he's injured, isn't he? So
Yeah.
I think he's obviously doing well at Chelsea. Him and Hudson
That's a lot
Odoi.
of game time as well.
Yeah.
you know what? He's had 13 goals in 27 appearances since 2016. So that's not bad.
In the Premier League, that's all right. That he's he's a good player. I think he's the out of all of them, him and Calvert-Lewin are the most likely to be there.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Experience, I think, than Hudson Odoi and Greenwood, because they're only young. Like Calvert-Lewin, I think he's 22 or 23.
Yeah.
And Tammy Abraham's 22. And Tammy Abraham's, he was playing for the England under 21s and he scored 9 goals for them. And then obviously he played for England like 4 times. So
yeah.
And I think he scored for England, doesn't he? Am I right in saying that? I don't know.
Yeah, I think he has.
So I think if obviously Rashford and Kane are the 2 favourites anyway, and they'll be the 2 favourites next year. But still,
he played 2 of the Euros qualifiers for us, and he scored in one of them. So 2 in 1 ain't bad, and I don't think he played the full 90 in either.
No, I think he had something different as well. He's not
he'll
quite
be the most likely because he's already pretty much in the team. Like announced on the squad for like the what was it that's just been was it the qualifiers?
The qualifiers, yeah. He was announced in that.
He's like in the team already, so
he's all right for assists as well. He gets a few.
Yeah. And I think
it's just linking up with each other, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, confidence. If he can get confidence and sort of like get goals, there's no reason why he's not as good as Rashford and Kane.
Yeah, totally agree.
Now
it's something to bring on from the bench that I think everyone would be quite happy with bringing him on.
Even if he doesn't play all the games, you know what I mean? He can still come on, maybe against like, who are we playing? Denmark, I think.
Yeah. It's going to be difficult for anyone to get in front of Kane and Rashford just because of the experience. And then obviously Southgate likes them both. So but definitely one for the bench, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
we're moving on. Or...
Yeah. Unless you've got anything else to add.
No.
Okay. Should we go for Callum Hudson-Odoi?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I've just searched up Don Calvert-Lewin. Give me a sec.
Oh. I'm only saying that because I can actually remember one of his stats.
Okay, right, go on. Go for it.
I think he's only scored 1 Premier League goal. Is that right? I can't see it, so I don't know.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah. That's what I've got. I've got that. But in 17.
Yeah, I think he's a good little player.
I just don't think he's getting. I think when you look at England players, you want them to be doing it week in, week out for their club before they come to country, and he's just not quite getting the game time yet. So
definitely.
Well,
that was 2017 as well. So
has he ever played for England? I think he has, hasn't he?
Yeah, we played 3 games in our qualifiers, but didn't score. Got an assist though.
Yeah, so it should be alright.
That much for the under 21s. He's literally played twice, but he scored 2 goals. But still, like
he's
only 19 though, isn't he? Still, so
it's difficult because you've in the Chelsea side they're all young players, so it is the best of the best that are playing week in week out. and he's not quite getting there yet. So for England, I think maybe have another look at him in the World Cup.
He was injured, wasn't he, as well, for a while?
Yeah, he had a really bad injury. And he's been out on loan, so he's had experience. So we'll just have to see.
A little bit, maybe. Because he was
I'd just like to see him doing it a little bit more for Chelsea, really.
Yeah. So
because I would never put him above Abraham.
No way. So, not yet, anyway.
I don't think I'd even take him for the Euros. Maybe reevaluate at the World Cup, see how our strikers are doing, see if he is a possibility, and go from there. Because it's all about injuries as well.
Yeah.
But it's like we have a solid attack. Like the defense is a bit questionable. But we have solid players to attack, and even these two on the left, like Tammy Abraham and Calvert-Lewin, they're really good at the moment. So
yeah, I totally agree.
Right, talking about Calvert-Lewin, shall we evaluate him a bit more? You got your stats on him, Xenia?
Yes, I do. I think it's a bit of a weird one because he's played. Where is it now? Hang on. He's played 105 for Everton since 2016, but he's only scored 24, and I think that was just recently. He's recently got good, and he started scoring more consistently, just recently. I don't know if
he's been getting. Yeah, I think he's been getting more game time as well. I think before he was getting subbed off a lot or subbed on or vice versa. Whereas now he's kind of making the starting 11.
I had a stat and I can't remember it, but when I did my essay on it, he started every single game from November to March.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. He's one of their consistent players.
I think he's an option for him now, where he wasn't when he was a kid. He was just getting the experience. But he's obviously banging in goals. I don't think he's on the level of obviously Kane and Rashford still, but rather than taking Callum Wilson or something, knocking on a bit, you could possibly take Calvert-Lewin, who's the same sort of getting the same goals in the Premier League type thing.
He's kind of in the middle. He's still quite young, but he's got the experience because he's 23 and he's played for England under 21s 17 times, scored 7.
I mean, this season he's played 27 and got 13, which it's not bad at all for a young lad like that, just coming through.
The stats was there something about how many yellow cards he's got? That's one of the stats I seem to remember.
Yeah, he's got 7 this season. So
he's not the most disciplined fella in the world, is he? So that's something we need to look at. Well,
but again, we were saying in one of our other podcasts, maybe we need to start playing a bit dirty.
Yeah,
because everyone else seems to be doing it.
Well, it's pure England, isn't it, to have your striker snapping someone, keeping it up that end of the pitch, that thing.
Also different in every country. They all play different in different leagues. I think the Premier League is the most physical I've heard, but I think every country plays differently. So maybe we need a bit more of that. Like you said, a bit more aggression.
It's just maybe he needs to start doing more professional tackles rather than getting booked for them and doing silly tackles. But he's definitely one to look at 100%.
Bit of a showman as well. He scored a bicy against Arsenal. That's one goal I seem to remember from him. So
I remember the De Gea one where that was so funny, where De Gea kicked the ball at him. It was in the first minute.
Yeah.
It wasn't him doing the skill. It was De Gea pretty much, but it was still a memorable goal.
Yeah.
Anyway, on to Mason Greenwood, the United wonder kid.
I think he's gonna be the next big thing. In all honesty, I watch him and think this kid really has got something about him. And he's 18. Yeah. 18 years old, and he's playing for United. He's getting minutes for them.
Yeah.
It just looks so calm on the ball. It looks like he's been doing it for years.
Yeah. You know what? Had roughly the same amount of appearances as Callum Hudson-Odoi, and that was since for him it was 2016, but for Mason Greenwood it's 2018. He's had 25 appearances.
Yeah.
I think that says a lot.
The thing about him that I'm a bit concerned about is I don't want him to be like the next Theo Walcott, where he's got all this hype around him, and you take him to a tournament and he doesn't play, and then it just sort of fizzles out. Obviously, Theo Walcott's had a fantastic career, but considering what everyone was hyping him up to be, it hasn't been the same. So
I think he's
18.
He's not one to take yet. I don't think he's ready yet. He's made 22 appearances this season, but only scored 5. but obviously he hasn't started all of them games. He has been being subbed on and off, but I think we do need to see a bit more of him before I'd consider him for my starting lineup or even consider taking him yet, because I think I'd still prefer to have Abraham and KUWTL over him just yet.
Yeah.
They're just a bit young, like if they play for under 21s for a bit, like that's great. Like they get they start to get more like
totally agree.
So I think just them two, both of them, Callum Hudson-Odoi and him, like just need to play a bit more for the under 21s, just a little bit.
Yeah.
But then you look at his Europa League stats. So obviously he's playing with people from different countries now, and he got 5 goals in 7, and I mean that's an amazing start. But I wouldn't quite. This might have been a fluke season, you know what I mean? Some people look amazing, and then once they've had another one, they've kind of shot it. So I think he definitely wants to keep a close eye on.
Yeah. Well, if there's plenty of injuries next year, he's definitely like, he's not the worst player you've ever seen.
No.
You take him. But yeah.
He's definitely one to consider, I think. I don't think he's one to just completely ignore for a minute. But definitely be nice to see him in some games as well, especially with Rashford. If them two have a nice link up, then it could work for us.
Yeah. Right. I think just like overall with these 4, like the 2 on the left are the ones to consider right now.
And totally agree.
The 2 on the right, they're like the up and coming ones that they definitely will get a shot. But
like you say, we seem to be all right for strikers and even attacking midfielders. So it is going to be tough for them to step up and take over. But we are getting a lot of injuries this season. We were worried about the Euros this year because we had a lot of injuries with Kane and Rashford, and even Abraham picked up an injury at one point. So at least we have got backup if the worst comes to the worst.
Yeah, for sure. Right. Is that everything? Yeah. For the strikers,
so,
right. No. Right. On to midfielders. Who should we start with?
Cantwell?
Yeah, may as well.
Sound.
I personally think he's gonna go soon enough. I think he's a good player. We'll just have to see whether it's a one-off season or.
Yeah, for midfield, he got 6 goals this season, a couple of assists.
He got 2 against City in one game, and that was like he played really, really well.
Yeah.
It was a heartbreaking game, but he was playing really well.
Like you say, though, our midfield is quite full at the minute with obviously the more older players, experienced players. But he's definitely one to look out for. I don't think I'd take him just yet. Like Tom says, see if it was a one-off season. Definitely needs more game time.
2017 with 52 appearances, so.
He did it in the Championship and he's done it in the Premier.
Yeah.
But whether he can continue and he can actually improve. Because he's a good little playmaker type thing. So.
Yeah. I think it's not like just about, for midfield, obviously, it's not just about the goals. It's like whether he can link up with players and things like that. And,
like the influence he has.
It might be interesting as well if he moves clubs, plays with some better players around him.
I think
he's interesting.
Too good for Norwich, really.
Yeah.
If they go down, whatever's happening with this corona or whatever.
Yeah.
If Norwich go down, he doesn't belong in the Championship at all.
No, he'll be going if they go down.
Definitely.
But if say they stay in the league, I don't think he should be playing for Norwich. He should be playing for, say, your Everton.
Yeah, I was just about to say
someone slightly higher than.
I think that's a good club to get things
Wolves.
started.
Something like that.
On there.
I think as well, if he does play for someone like that, you'll see his ability more playing with better players around him.
Yeah.
Because I don't think teams like that don't have to worry about obviously like the fight for the league. Yeah, really.
Totally.
But I think it's just in clubs like that you can just work on the skills and things like that, and get them a bit more and whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, on to Phil Foden, the big one.
I've got so much to say about him. Like when he played in that Carabao Cup match, oh my god, I've never seen him play that well before. He was so good. Like the link up that he had with like Aguero, it was just I can't even explain. He was just so good that game.
Yeah, I think again he's one that is in a very big team and you don't see him often enough.
No, he needs to play more.
How many times he's played? I know he's played in like every competition.
Yeah, he's got 40. I've got it up here. He's played 14 in the Prem, 1 in the Community Shield, 4 in the Champions League, 5 in the League Cup, and 2 in the FA Cup. So he's got 26 appearances. That was just this season. He doesn't really score goals, but you don't really need him to.
Yeah, he scored 1 Premier League goal. But
against Tottenham, wasn't it? He was like, I think, like from that game, he can be trusted, because he was the only goal scorer and like.
Yeah.
With
I saw him come on in the last he had about 5 minutes in the City Zagreb game at the Etihad, and he came in 5 minutes and scored, and that was just kind of.
He got sent off in one of them, didn't he? One of the Champions League games.
Yeah.
It says that he's only scored 1 goal here. That's such a lie.
He scored 1 Premier League goal. Mate, I don't know if he scored.
Premier League then? Oh, right.
Yeah.
With David Silva going this year, he has to play more, otherwise he needs to go.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely. I think he's one of them that he probably would make it in a few different teams. I don't think he'd make it in Liverpool's. No. Maybe your Chelsea's where they have got a young side, but he needs to get more game time. I understand why he's not playing, because they've got such a big squad that is so experienced. Yeah. But if you want to see him for England, he needs to be getting more club football.
Yeah, I think the thing is with City, they've got like Kevin De Bruyne, obviously David Silva, but he's going. Then he's just literally bought Rodri as well. So like, I think he needs more of a chance to be able to play.
100%.
Maybe when David Silva's gone, because I know he's playing at the moment. Before this happened, he used to play like De Bruyne, Rodri, and like Gundogan in midfield. But I think it needs to change a little bit for him. Give him a chance.
Yeah. It'd be nice to see him get some more.
If he's not playing week in, week out, he needs to go to a different club.
Yeah, even if it's on loan.
Yeah, exactly, just to get the experience. Because all these lads that we weren't talking about like last year are now overtaking him in appearances and goals, and they're obviously going to catch the eye of Gareth Southgate more if they're playing.
Of course they are. Yeah. I don't think you can bank on someone that looks good when he comes on.
Yeah,
you need someone that's getting the 90 minutes in and playing well all game.
Yeah,
because it's a lot easier to come on as a sub because you look a lot better with fresh legs. You don't even have to play that well, but I just think fresh legs makes you look more of a player than you are sometimes when you only come on for 15 minutes. You've only got to work hard for 15 minutes, not the 90.
Yeah.
How many full games he's played, but it can't be that much.
No. Well, here it says he's played, I don't know how much this converts, but he's played 354 minutes in 14 games. So he's had a fair whack, but he's never really in the starting 11.
No, he's always on the bench if he's going to be there. I think he's on the bench now, but that's not really good enough, is it, when you need consistent 90 minutes? Because England games are more intense, I think, if it's definitely important games. So
well, if he's not playing, he won't be playing for England, and if he goes, I think Pep Guardiola's made a massive mistake.
Yeah, it's a difficult one with them. It really is. But I mean, put it this way: he's got 4 Champions League appearances this season and only played 186 minutes.
Yeah.
So do you know what I mean? It's just
he just never really gets 90 minutes, or he never gets to start. He's always coming on.
It is difficult though with City. I think you've got to be something special to get 90 minutes there.
Because he's got a lot of competition, definitely, in that. And it's the same for England as well, though, because there's a lot of midfielders anyway. And even these 4 here, there's still more obviously playing at the moment. Yeah. That, he's got to compete for, so I don't know.
Like you say, I think as England, that we need some goal-scoring midfielders as well, and he isn't quite that. I know not every midfielder's got to be a goal-scoring midfielder, but we need goals coming from elsewhere other than strikers. I think they have far too much pressure.
Yeah. Right.
So
they've not got enough time to see him actually score the goals. He scored some, but we haven't had enough time, to see if he can score just regularly.
Totally agree.
Yeah. And how about Harvey Barnes? What do we think of him?
Harvey Barnes.
Well, he's only just really, the hype's only just really started around him. I'm going to have to Google him because I don't actually know a lot about him.
I mean, this season he's had 27 appearances, which is a fair a fair
in
amount.
a Leicester side that have been doing well.
Yeah. He's got 6 goals as well and 6 assists, which I don't think is bad at all from midfield.
Yeah.
No.
He hasn't been booked once, which I think is
quite good.
a good
Wonderful,
quality.
I think he obviously can't shine that much because Maddison's taken up the limelight, but maybe that's good for him just to sort of like work
Totally
quietly and just
step up maybe when Maddison isn't doing.
Yeah. Or Maddison goes.
But like you say, for a young lad, how old is he? 22. So he's not young, but
youngish.
To have 27 games, like you say, in a team that are doing well, I can't fault him.
No.
But would I really choose him for the England squad? I'm not sure.
Not over these. But
not yet, definitely.
He was like one to consider, definitely, but I don't think he's as good as these 3 that I wouldn't choose him over them 3. But he's like the best of the rest of them, I think, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else, really?
Not a lot to say on him, really.
He's done well, but not good enough for England.
Yeah, totally agree.
Now on to Mason Mount.
Good old Mason Mount. I just think he's in already.
Yeah, he's very good. He's going.
Like, he's slowly starting for Chelsea as well, and he scores like quite a lot of goals, I think, as well.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
He's as well, so he's got a bit of time left, but he's still in there already.
He played for Derby last year, and that's where he applied his trade, and he did really well.
Yeah.
So now he deserves to play for Chelsea.
I mean, he played 6 of our Euro qualifiers. It's like he's a first team already. I can remember him playing a fair bit. He's played 29 games in the Premier League with 6 goals, and he is nearly always in that first team squad for Chelsea. And I think he's doing it week in, week out, and he looks a decent player. I just think he's a little bit lightweight for my liking.
Yeah. We'll just have to see. Maybe he'll improve when he gets a bit older and a bit more experience. But
yeah, he's definitely one that I'd take. Out of them 4, he's definitely the one I'd turn to.
Yeah. I think he's going. Right. Is that everything for midfielders, or has anyone got anything else? Right. I'm recording. So now we go on to defenders. A couple of them already play for England, so
yeah.
We'll start off with Wan-Bissaka.
I think he's really good.
Yeah, he'd be my first choice every day.
Yeah.
Oh, what
now that Kyle
what's happening?
Squad.
I don't know. I've gone off the screen somehow. Right, I'm back.
Right.
Kyle Walker kicked out the squad now, hasn't he? But he wasn't even playing really anyway. But I think he's the first person that Gareth Southgate turns to really now.
100%. I think even over Alexander-Arnold, just because the style England play. I think obviously Trent's a lot better going forward, but
I didn't think him because he already plays pretty much quite a bit.
Yeah.
He already really is.
Saka's solid at tackling, isn't
he? Yeah, definitely. And especially because we haven't got solid, in my opinion, solid centre backs. Yeah. We can't afford to have people like Trent busting down the wing and not getting back, because we've got the wingers for that. We've got the strikers for that. We've got the midfielders for that.
I don't think he's a good defender, in my opinion. Not being biased, but I don't think he is.
Yeah, I get that. So I think Wan-Bissaka's a much safer bet.
Yeah.
And he's played really well in the Premier League. Like when United, he was, he kept Sterling at bay pretty much.
He's definitely secured his place in the United side, which is a pretty decent job, to be fair to him. He's only 22.
Yeah.
So to secure your place in a top 6 side, week in, week out, at 22 years old, I can't fault him, really.
He's had quite a good career already. I think he's played for Crystal Palace since 2017, hasn't he? And had 42 appearances for them, which is good because he was young as well. So
that's where he kind of made his limelight, wasn't it? Palace.
He's got a hefty price tag on him though. It's 45 million, something like that. So he obviously had to earn it.
Yeah.
And now he has, and he should be playing for England.
I do think it was a gamble from United.
Well,
I think it's paid off.
Yeah, if United want a £30 million player, they have to pay 50 million. That's the sort of thing they've got going on. It's a shame, but
he plays for England. he's only played for under 21s, but I think you should give him a shot really, because
Definitely,
that's in my opinion, because Trent is good at getting forward, but he doesn't have all the qualities that he was. So
I think him playing for England makes him look like a bad player, but it's just the style they play doesn't suit him at all. But I don't think, like we've said before, I don't think Southgate wanted to look at him at one season and go, well, he's had a really good season, but can he do it for England? Now he's proved it in a better side, and he'll definitely be looking at him, whereas Trent had had a couple of years at Liverpool when he'd last chose him. And it's hard to pick someone from Crystal Palace because you don't know what they're going to play like, if they're going to step up, but he's definitely stepped up, played for Man U week in, week out. I think he's got to be considered.
Yeah, I think he just needs, obviously, because he's only just signed for United in 2019, didn't he? So
yeah,
I think Southgate just wants all time to see him, play in a big club like that.
So. Totally agree.
Right, on to Brandon Williams.
I think everyone hypes him a lot, and they all say that he should be playing, but I don't really rate him.
No, he doesn't play football. He just kicks people. I think he's
really wrong. I don't think we need it.
Not.
I mean, he's played 12 games in the Prem this season and had 5 yellow cards, and that kind of tells you.
Yeah, he's not really a footballer.
No,
just sort of. I don't really rate him as a footballer.
When he came to City, he just didn't have any skill. He was just, just pushing around, and I don't know.
I think he needs to mature. I think as an 18-year-old, he's now all of a sudden getting a few games in for Man U and thinks...
Yeah, it's getting to his head, I think.
Yeah, and I think he just needs to calm down a little bit, but he needs to prove himself because he hasn't done that yet. He's clearly got something about him that he's playing for Man U. Don't get me wrong, he's as an 18-year-old, to be getting time there, you've got to be something, but he's not quite proven himself yet. He conceded 8 goals. I know it's a team game, but in them 12 games, he conceded 8, which isn't a great start.
You've got to think like you could, on one hand, say having someone who's a bit like lively, like giving people a kick, and that might be a good thing. But then you've also got to think it's a massive liability if he gets sent off and all that. And obviously, he's not the best footballer in the world.
Like left, right, and centre. So if he keeps fouling people, then
I think give him a couple of seasons to mature, to settle into a side, because he's not settled in Man U's side. No. Maybe send him out on loan somewhere and get week in, week out football from him. Obviously, he's only 18, 19.
Yeah.
So I think we need to see more of him. And by the next time the next Euros comes around and he's like 22, 23-ish.
Yeah.
You might see a more mature player in him, but I think for now, definitely not.
No.
Because he's only played for United since 2019 season anyway, so I think he's just, getting a bit excited or whatever and trying to,
Definitely.
But I think he's a future prospect, a little bit in the future.
He just needs to see, like you say, he needs to mature and he needs to get solid football, and I think that's why he needs to go out on loan.
Yeah. Maybe to the Championship or maybe a lower side in the Premier League.
Yeah, definitely.
Work on himself a bit more, I think.
Yeah. He needs to be grounded a bit, I think. Playing for Man U, like you said, getting to his head a bit.
Yeah. Right. What do we think of Bellis?
Well, he's a bit of a weird one, I don't know, because he's a good player, but he hasn't played a lot.
We definitely haven't seen him enough at all.
No.
He scored a goal for City. I think it was in the Champions League or a cup game. It wasn't in the Premier League. He's never played in the Premier League, I don't think.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe he's only young though. I think he's still 18, 19.
Yeah, I think he's another one to mature. Not the fact that it's getting to his head a bit. I just think his style of football needs to mature a bit. I think he's very lightweight for a defender as well.
No, he's 18.
I think he needs to what's it called? Go out on loan, because it's really hard to get into a City side, especially when say the right back's worth 70 million. It's just not going to happen for you, is it, if you're a kid?
I think definitely. Yeah. He's only been in the Carabao Cup. He's played 2, so he's played 4 games.
He scored against Port Vale, didn't he?
Yeah.
So,
but then again, we're talking Port Vale.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not going to go all out, are they? They're going to play
Yeah.
The youngsters, really.
The kids, yeah.
To be fair, when he's played, he's mostly played like full minutes because in the Carabao Cup, his 2 appearances, he played 90 minutes. And the same in the FA Cup, but he only played 8 minutes in the Champions League for one game. So
Yeah.
he's not really had that much experience just yet.
Definitely, like you say, he needs to go out on loan. Even I think the Championship's always a good shout.
Yeah.
I think because it's the Champions League, I think is a harder league than the Prem, realistically, because they're all much of a muchness, whereas you have really got the top 6 that are just a bit ahead of everyone else.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've got a couple of clubs in there like Leicester, but I think Championship, a decent Championship side, getting a good 30 games under his belt, constant games.
Well, you're playing
where we
like
go.
Tuesday, Saturday, then Tuesday. Like it's
Yeah.
constant all year round.
Definitely.
He's still playing for like the I think under 23s. That's literally his bit. Whereas like Phil Foden's, classes in the first team.
Yeah.
But he plays for the under 23. So I think maybe with time, his confidence needs to go because he shows like good signs of like he can do it. He's really good. But his confidence and stuff needs to just improve.
Like you say, another one to just keep an eye on, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. And finally, Joe Gomez.
Got to be in my starting 11.
Yeah.
No question about it.
Very good footballer.
The problem with England is they don't have a solid defence at all. I don't know why he's not working on it, but
yeah,
it's just like the players just don't work well together.
Yeah. Obviously, he was playing for Liverpool a lot of this season, especially after Matip got injured. But I think I've got a stat here that says he's ranked first out of 159 players for the least goals conceded. Obviously, he's played less games than people.
Yeah.
But whenever he's played for Liverpool, they've barely conceded. It's made a huge difference.
He's got Van Dijk next to him, so it's not.
Definitely.
He's not playing with Chris Smalling or Phil Jones, but he's. I think he's.
For what is he? 22.
Yeah, he's a player that is massively underrated, and especially in the Liverpool squad.
You would never think he was 22. No, definitely not. But like you say,
so I feel like he's already in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't get yellow cards very often. Gets a few assists, to be fair to him. But to say, like you were saying, he's got Van Dijk next to him, but so did Matip. But as soon as Matip came out and Joe went in, they conceded a lot less. So he's definitely made a positive impact.
Yeah.
I think they just need some more centre backs, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll help.
Very good.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Right.
But he hasn't got much competition, so I think he'd definitely make my starting 11.
Yeah. Right then. That's defenders done. Right.
Yeah. We had curtains at one point. Oh.
Now back to goalkeepers. Obviously, we'll start with Dean Henderson.
Yeah.
What do we think?
He's 23, and he looks like the next best thing.
Yeah.
I think he's done well. Nobody expected Sheffield United to do what they've done. And everyone's considering him going back to Man U and becoming the number 1 goalkeeper. And what more can you ask from a 23-year-old?
He gets loads of clean sheets.
Yeah.
He's so many appearances over like years. Like he played for like Sheffield United in 2018 and he had like 40 appearances, and this season he's at 27. I think just one they can rely on, I think, really.
Yeah. He's a solid keeper. Obviously he's made some mistakes. Liverpool. That sort of stands out, but he's only young.
Yeah.
He makes mistakes, but he's also done very well.
It will be interesting to see if he does go back to Man U and he does become their number 1, because if he does, he definitely want to consider 100%. He'll definitely be in the squad, but we know Southgate's got his favourites. But
definitely, like you can say, like he made mistakes, but De Gea's made more mistakes.
Massively. He's had a nightmare.
Yeah.
It depends. He can't be second keeper to De Gea at United. He has to be playing every week.
Yeah, 100%.
I think Pickford as well isn't. I don't think people like him as much as they did really anymore. So I think it might be time for a change, because he had a shocker against. Who was it that he let 2 goals in at the?
Oh yeah.
Was it?
I
Was
can't
that the
remember
game?
who it was.
He's had a shocker against Liverpool where he fumbled it in his own net in the derby. That's what I seem to remember.
And I think Henderson's passionate, And I think Pickford's passionate, but he takes it too far.
Yeah.
He kind of F's and blinds at all the players, and it's everyone else's fault but his. I think he needs to take some responsibility for himself.
Like, just, just turn on the TV and, like, watching, like, any game that's on. So I've seen him play for Everton, like, just recently a few times, and I don't think he's as good anymore. Like, it was against Chelsea, that was the one. He was letting goal after goal in, like, he could have saved them, but he just, and, like, more goals kept going in and he just wasn't doing anything about it.
Yeah.
I think
he's also... Go on.
Oh, well, I was going to say, I think Chris Wilder is, like, perfect for Dean Henderson in sort of, like, keeping him grounded.
Definitely.
Because, like, even when he has, like, an absolute worldy performance, like, Chris Wilder will come out in the press and go, like, he should be doing that. He's the goalkeeper.
It's his job,
Yeah. And I think that's good for a young player.
He's also played more than he's conceded, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
A lot of keepers are kind of similar. They'll concede one a game, but he played 27. Obviously, we can't forget it was for Sheffield United, who it was a set of Championship players, really.
Yeah.
And he's conceded 22, which I don't think you can argue with, really. He's had 10 clean sheets in 27.
I think that's really good, because if you look at, like, the Premier League and they're, like, big keepers like Ederson, Alisson and De Gea, he's outshining De Gea already. And I think, like, everyone, like, makes mistakes. Even Ederson lets, he lets him one, at least every, like, 5 games or something, like,
Yeah.
So,
and like you say, he was solid in the Championship as well, so he's kind of secured his place as number 1.
Yeah. I think top players definitely going, and now on to Freddie. Bit of confusion about confusion about him.
It was said that he was, like, quite a, an influential player, but I've not really heard of him that much.
No.
Yeah, I've had a little look into him. I think it was for Swansea. He played 37 games, conceded 38, so...
Not great, but Swansea aren't a great team, so...
Yeah, but he's playing week in, week out, and he's their number 1 goalkeeper, so he's clearly the best they've got.
Yeah, he's only 20 as well, so...
Yeah.
So he's definitely one for the future.
Yeah.
He's one to look at, and I don't think he's had that much recognition just yet. I think maybe he just needs to be watched, but I don't think he'd get in over these two anyway.
Yeah, maybe if he could go to a Premier League club, and even if he's number 2, at least he can get a couple of games in, maybe in cups and things like that. Or if someone gets injured, maybe.
Yeah, but he's definitely not making it to the England first team just yet.
No.
Maybe in the future, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye.
Well, that's completely wrong. About him being 20, I don't think he's 20. It just came up with Ben Woodburn. I didn't ask for that.
Oh, right. So on to Aaron Ramsdale. What do we think?
Played a lot of games for Bournemouth. He stepped up when their first keeper got injured.
Yeah. And he's done all right.
Yeah, he plays for the 21s at the moment, I think. Yeah. So he's got experience from young England teams, though.
In my opinion, in my sort of like head, the 3 keepers who'd be taken are Henderson, Pickford, Pope, and like Ramsdale would be sort of like one maybe for the World Cup following, depending on if he's playing first team football.
The thing is, he concedes a lot of goals, but Bournemouth do.
Yeah.
Can you really? It's a sticky one with Bournemouth because they do concede a lot, but how much can you put down to him? I mean, he's played 28 games, which is a lot for a second keeper. Obviously, you don't expect your first keeper to get injured. You're not kind of ready.
Yeah,
but he's conceded. Yeah, he did concede 44, which is
not great.
Obviously, not great.
Yeah, but I think he's only young though, isn't he? So he's got a
yeah,
it's a learning curve for him, and we'll see where that takes him in the future.
Yeah,
he's got Pickford, Henderson, and Pope, but Pope's getting on a bit now. He's like 28.
Yeah,
and like he's not the first keeper, so I don't think.
I feel bad for Pope. I feel like his time's come too late.
Yeah.
It was overshadowed, and now.
Yeah.
I think it could happen again.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Right.
At least we know we've got a couple for the future, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. Right, is that everything?
I think so.
Right. So this is the last part, the goalkeeper. So thank you for listening. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.